Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well and staying safe and healthy during these times. This is Radhika here again, and this video is going to be about trust issues and the abandonment wound. Usually, people who have the abandonment wound have trust issues also. It's almost like a given. If you have an abandonment wound, you are going to have trust issues. Um, so so let me just explain that, like why would a person who has felt abandoned, why would they have trust issues later in relationships in their life? So abandonment, as I explained in another video, can happen in two ways. Okay, so the first way is you were actually abandoned. So this is physical abandonment, where a caregiver left or a caregiver passed away, or both the caregivers passed away. A person was orphaned, or the caregivers were separated from the child in a war-like situation, in a refugee situation. Um, it could also be where, in some family, if you're a girl, or I mean, in some cultures, it's there. If you're a girl, you are kind of like abandoned or shunned, or something like maybe you had a physical handicap and the family was shunning you in some way. So these are all ways of actual abandonment where you were physically abandoned. Now, in this case, the trust issues come because as a child, we rely on our caregivers to like look after us, to feed us, to give us clothes, to love us basically, and also to fulfill our basic needs. So when these needs are not met by the caregiver for some reason, or caregivers, that's when the person feels the abandonment wound. And also, along with the wound, what happens is the trust, that there is an inherent trust that a child has in their caregivers. It's a very pure sort of a trust, because when we are kids, we have very pure feelings. Our feelings are not adulterated by our thoughts. When we feel things, we feel them intensely as a child. So this trust is also an intense level of trust. It's an unconditional trust that we have in our caregivers, to look after us, to fulfill our needs, to love us or care for us. And when these things are left unmet, it creates trust issues. Basically, you cannot trust people. So so such people, they might have always a fear that when I get into a relationship, my partner might leave me, or um, if they had like a society or a family shun them, then if you join another family, you might have a similar fear that even this family will shun me, or they leave me, or something like that. So that's how the trust issue is, it gets formed in this case when someone is abandoned physically. Now, the next abandonment wound that you can experience is, say you were not abandoned physically, but the abandonment was at a different level. Like maybe the parents never gave you enough time, or the parents never gave you emotional support, or the parents never gave your ideas support. They were extremely opinionated people who always had to push down their own opinions on you. Or it could be that they were giving you attention and everything, but they themselves had certain aspects of their personality which were very much in the shadow. So, say um, they were maybe very religious and belonged to a certain religion, and all other religions were bad for them. And you were brought up with the same kind of conditioning that only our religion is the best, all other religions are really bad. Or race or something like that. It could be like a lot of things. Or it could also be parts of personality. So maybe your entire family is extremely intellectual, and you are not, you just cannot perform well academically, but you have great skills in music, but they are like, no, music is not, it's not something that, it's not respectable, or it's not going to earn you anything, or you can't live a life off of it, etc. So all these kind of talks. So what happens is, because of this, and also because of society and school and other things, the person gets conditioned to put certain parts of their personality down. So they repress them or they shame them. Like, in society it is shamed to be like extremely loud and boisterous or something like that. So that's a way of society shaming, a person who's extremely loud or boisterous. So what happens is, over time you develop shame about certain parts of your personality. Now this shame can come in different ways. Maybe for some parts, you were shamed by your family. Some, maybe you were not even shamed, but indirectly you picked up that shame. Maybe someone else was shamed in front of you, maybe for being not intelligent, and you see that shame, and you feel like, I never want to feel like that, so I will study really hard, so that I become intelligent, and etc. So like when kids are young, like especially in India this used to happen a lot. Like the teachers, they would always call the naughty kids in the class who never listen to teachers, they would be called like shameless creatures. Like in India it was very common when I was growing up. Now I don't think it is. But yeah, the teachers would say like, you shameless creature. And now when I think about it, it's a good thing to be shameless, because we have picked up so much shame for different parts of us which we really should not have. And but unfortunately that's the way. At least when I was growing up, shaming was a very effective way of stopping a behavior, which is not good actually. You should explain to the kid why he should not do something. But yeah, so what happens is, we pick up a lot of shame about ourselves and parts of our personality, and we put it in the shadow. So this causes the abandonment wound, because you are abandoning certain parts of your personality. So now what you have to, so basically why this causes a trust issue is that you trusted someone else, and that someone else was probably like an authority figure, a caregiver, someone like that, society in general. And when we are new to this world, we are being taught about society by our family, by our school, by our environment, etc. So you buy into it, you buy into the society, you buy into the your what your parents are teaching you, what your school is teaching you. And then when you are doing this healing work and you realize, oh, there are parts of me that I have suppressed, you start having trust issues with those people, because they were the ones, when you were born you were complete, you were whole, but slowly they made you incomplete. And when you have that kind of a conditioning, say you go into a relationship, then your spouse says, I don't like this thing you do, I don't like that thing you do. Maybe they are not even shaming you, but you will feel shamed, because you have this conditioning that has been going on in you since a long time, and you maybe were a good kid and you listened to what people said. So what happens is, shame becomes a great motivator in teaching people what we want them to learn. So yeah, so basically that's what causes trust issues, because now you realize you trusted people and they taught you to be a certain way, and that certain way has caused a lot of issues in your life. So so subconsciously, when you are denying parts of yourself, when you have not done shadow work, when you don't accept all parts of yourself, you will have trust issues, because you are not trusting all of yourself. There are some parts of yourself which you don't trust, and you have repressed them. So that's how trust issues come up in the second case, where there's no actual physical abandonment, but you yourself have abandoned certain parts of your personality. So yeah, that was this video, and I hope it gives you a correlation of why, when you have an abandonment wound, you inherently start having trust issues, because you're abandoning parts of yourself, or you were abandoned by the caregivers in your life, and so you have these trust issues that we will look at it like how to heal it in the future videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this members only video, and I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.